Let me come back to our road ahead, more generally than office space. If we look at your business, Alan, and our business, Dan, I mean, what are the things you and we need to be concerned about for the next year and things we need to really focus on?
I'll jump in. What's the long-term effect of the massive deployment of public funds, and when does that come home to roost? Because with due apologies to the modern monetary theorists, those chickens will return. I think we'll get a rebound. We'll see, return to growth. But what's that growth going to look like, particularly when you're lugging around a quite large bowling ball attached to your leg in the form of public debt?
But if we look at that more from a real estate investing perspective, you're going to boil that down to, okay, well, what does that mean for me day to day?
Yeah, so my opinion on this is I remain bullish, and take that with a grain of salt, because I didn't think that this was going to be a deal originally, so I could be wrong again. But I remain bullish on it in that I think the amount of government aid that's been pumped into the economy is ultimately going to cause an inflationary environment, which, everybody thinks of inflation as a bad thing. But from a debt perspective, it might not be great. But from a real estate investment perspective, from a loan to value, collateral value perspective, it's actually a good thing. What's going to ultimately happen is what was that?
That's why they call them real assets, right?
Yeah, I mean, the reality is that when you own a piece of real estate, your debt is fixed. The value of that real estate is going to increase over time. In an inflationary environment, it's going to increase that much faster. So if you go back and you look at 2008, 2009, people that were buying assets, or perhaps even owned assets already, 2008, 2009, 2010, in some cases they doubled, in some cases they tripled in value. I think we're going to see a lot of that again. I think you're going to see a pretty big uptick in real estate values. And it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to be over the next 3 to 4 to 5 years, but you're going to see that kind of market bailout concept, which again takes me back to my first point, which is be patient. If you're holding something right now, just be patient, because the market will come back. It will eventually be worth more than it was when you went into it. And if you have holding power, you don't necessarily need to take that loss.